Welcome to episode 43 of the Awkward Tapes, a podcast where awkward friends have awkward conversations about awkward things. Guys, to start out, me and Presley, and we showed Zack this last night. We have a strong song suggestion for you guys, and the ones right here, Evan and Layton, that haven't heard it yet.
Okay.
Me and Presley. So there was, and for the ones that are on TikTok a lot, you'll probably at least know who this is. There was a girl, I don't know, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. She did a cover of the song "As the World Caves In."
Oh, what's her name?
Sarah Cawthron.
Sarah
Cawthron.
Yeah, that song.
She
was
has
awesome.
an amazing voice, but she was coming.
Okay.
She started to tease this song that she was gonna come out with like months ago.
Like
just
I'd say
little,
a year.
It feels like it, like a little part of it, and the little bit we heard of it was so good. So me and Presley, being like big fans of her, like have been excited. And the song came out yesterday.
Dude,
I kid you not. I listened to it at least 15 times.
Really?
It was
What's
really
the name
good.
of the song again?
It is called "Baby Why" by Sarah Cawthron.
Baby Why.
This isn't. We don't know her. I just know who she is from TikTok and listening to her music. Guys, for the ones listening and you two, you have to listen to that
I will.
song.
I will.
So shout out to Sarah Cawthron for making such a good song.
I
It's
will
so
listen
good.
to it when I go to get lunch after this.
Yes.
Dude, when I came over and listened to it, when they told me that she had produced it and not only sang it as good as she did, I was actually really surprised. It was awesome. She did a really good job.
Yeah.
Is
but
she a Nashville-based? Oh no, you just said that you saw her on TikTok.
I
so.
think she's like from Mississippi. I'm
Oh,
pretty
that's
sure.
close to
All
here,
right,
though.
so I mean,
not
yeah,
far.
you know, a neighbor of Tennessee.
Well, Sarah, if you ever want to be on the podcast, we have a place
Gladly.
for you at this table.
Oh yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
Wait, hey,
right there.
hey, we got to keep Evan on too.
Oh well, I wasn't saying we get rid of him.
Well, you pointed
What?
right at him.
What? There's
You
no
can
more
sit-
table.
We can scoot
There's
Layton down.
table over there.
We have more room over here, buddy. Okay, okay.
All right. You know what,
but yeah,
Presley? You know what? We are interested in your thoughts, just not that one. Do you have any other thoughts?
I do.
Ooh.
If you think about it, we've all kicked a pregnant woman.
whoa,
Yes, we have.
whoa. That's a
He
good thought.
has.
That is a good thought.
We all have.
Pause.
Okay.
Because
I get it.
in the womb.
Oh,
It's been a while since I've Schmev's playing.
okay. That makes
When
sense.
did you do it outside of the womb?
Never. That's why I was so
How did
confused.
you know? How did you find out about that?
You know, I love kicking pregnant women.
What the?
I thought that was what you were saying. No. Okay, well, I'm just a
you're-
little slow.
Well, when you're in there in the darkness and growing.
Oh my
When you develop essentially
When a man loves a woman.
let's go a little farther than
make a
that.
baby.
Oh gosh.
There's a child, and
Yes.
when it gets feet,
When it gets
feet,
beat.
it tends to kick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, that was
That was a great one. That's the best
That
one.
was-
I was that was that was the
I
best one
have-
in like the last 5.
I
or
have heard
something
that
like
before,
that.
but that's still, it doesn't
No, you
matter.
haven't.
Oh,
I think my favorite part was Zach was like, "Since when did you kick a pregnant woman?"
yeah. That was my exact thoughts.
Well, just in my free time, I'm just like,
It was when you stole the nursing room from those people.
yeah.
A shout out to the story to where Presley took
remember
up
that?
the nursing room.
Yes, I do remember that.
Oh yeah,
That was bad.
that was pretty bad.
Made for a good story, though.
It was a fantastic story.
that's how
It apparently didn't do very well on social media, but
Oh, did people hate it? Or?
no, it just got zero attention. And I was like, man, I've really put myself out there with this embarrassing story.
a long
Got
time
no
ago.
content.
Well,
Isn't
are
that
you-
better for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would I want to share that? That was terrible.
Well, you
that's,
did.
That's
We're saying
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So not very many people.
Yeah.
So, Alrighty. Anyway.
Anyway,
I also kicked an actual pregnant woman. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shmev, you know,
Hey.
how's life?
good.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
It's kind of like
enjoyed
how
that conversation.
I called Zach randomly, and I'm like, hey Zach,
Oh my gosh,
how
dude.
you doing, man?
Let's roll the intro and then let's talk about that. 'Cause that's a fun conversation.
That's freaking
good one.
hilarious.
Funny.
All right, thank you guys for coming back. This is episode 43, and prepare yourself for a session of awkwardness.
Have you guys ever had someone call you that you haven't talked to in a long time and they're just wanting to catch up, and it's all good. But then the awkward silence starts kicking in, and it just goes silent. You ever had that happen?
Not with many people.
No.
Yeah, well, Presley calls me about 3 times a week and just asks how I'm doing, and then keeps me on the phone for as long as human possible.
Humanly.
Possible.
Humanly.
No,
It's
human
It
possible.
is hilarious. I've gotten to witness it.
Dude, okay, so you want to just reenact it?
Yeah, let's.
Play it
It's
out.
like here.
Ring,
let me get
ring.
my phone. It's like Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Need something to do. I'm gonna call Zach. See how he's
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, Zach, you responded.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, not much. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Good. Good. Hey, how's your mom doing?
My mom?
Yeah.
Yep, she's fine. She's
doing
doing
good?
good.
Doing
good.
good? Your dad good?
She's lost a lot of weight. Yeah.
Cool.
She's doing great. Doing great. On a great health journey.
How's your dog?
That's. Did you call about something? What's up?
No, I just want to see how you're doing.
Oh, well, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Oh, you're welcome. See, a lot of people don't have that in a friend. I just want to call people and check on them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Hey, so for the podcast
Yeah.
this Saturday,
Yeah.
you have topics in mind?
Yeah, but we're not supposed to share until I post it on the chat. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
fair
Well,
enough.
I got to do something. I'll call you later.
Well, hey, let me ask you this.
And this goes on for like 15 minutes. Like
I'm normally-
it gets to the point where I just hang up.
Well, I got to witness it a couple weeks ago because you were coming over to Presley's.
Yeah.
And you had called to see if we wanted anything from like the store or something.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god! I missed
And
an
so-
exit.
Yeah.
I literally
he
missed
an exit 'cause
an
of this.
exit on the
He
interstate.
called Presley and Presley like, no, I'm good. Just maybe you want anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. He sits there and he's like, no, I think we're good. And you probably said
And I
something
was like, all right, well-
Oh, hold on.
He's like, hey, hold on. How's Trey?
I'm like
His
Presley,
brother.
Presley. I need to look at my GPS. I don't know where to get off on the interstate.
Okay, wait. I think Shmev wants something. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Shmev,
was
what
like,
do you
hold on,
want?
what do you want? I'll just sit there and he's like, okay, Shmev, Shmev doesn't want anything. But then he's like, so, okay, I do want something, Zach. I can't remember what it's called, though.
I'm like Presley.
Then
I
he
need
sits
to
there.
get off. I need to look at my
He's like,
GPS.
no, hold on.
Just text me.
It's
text
it's,
me.
I missed my exit.
he
I
sits
missed
there.
the exit.
The funniest part about it was he's like, oh, it's and he just goes
Don't say a
like
word.
20 seconds.
I was screaming in the car. I was like, dude, I just hung up. I could not. And that was
I love
actually,
it.
ironically, that was where, because I missed an exit and then I got off and I went to a gas station, that was where I met Kreese from Cobra Kai that I mentioned last
so if it
episode.
wasn't because of that.
You're welcome.
That's not the story. That's not what you need to get out of
That's
this.
the moral of the story.
No,
so we
it's
should
not
all
the
start
moral
calling
of the
Zach
story.
and
The
just be
marble?
like, the
No.
marble?
The moral.
I could have sworn you
Did I
said
say
marble.
marble? Okay, well, when
That
Moral
is
of the
looking like a
story
marble.
is call your friends, check in on them,
Keep them on the phone for longer than they
have
His head's
awkward silences. People don't like silence. There's certain people that especially don't like awkward silence in conversation,
sit in
so
it.
they feel like they have to say something. I like watching people squirm.
Hold on though.
that's an
So
issue.
there's the difference though. There's silence that isn't awkward. Like if you're on a 3-hour road trip, it is perfectly fine to have silence or just listen to music and you're not talking. That's okay. But if you're in the middle of a conversation and you just leave these random pauses, that is awkward.
I like to see what people do though. That's actually an interrogation tactic.
To leave
Are you
awkward
interrogating
silences.
us?
You interrogate.
Is your life just one big interrogation? Because you have lots of awkward silences.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Do you just, when
Anyways.
you're at work, you just go up to people at their desk and like, hey,
Hey.
listen.
Actually, yes.
Wait, you do that at work?
Yeah.
That's like the biggest waste of time.
I'm a genuine person. I'm not just going to be this on the podcast and that be it.
Okay, I understand that, but
Presley
you
needs
waste
an hour
so many
a
people's
week,
time.
dog.
No, honestly, the reason I do it at work is because I have like 19 things on my mind and I'm trying to remember what it was that I was talking to them about and pick up where I left off because I remembered like 3 other things I need to ask someone else about on my way back to my desk. Yeah.
Wow.
But it is a interrogation tactic because people will feel the need to fill the awkward silence. I think they do it in interviews too, just to
Oh
see
my
what people
gosh.
are going to say.
Again, are you interrogating us?
No, but if I ever need to,
Presley would be
it
a
would
really
just be
good
like
FBI
talking
agent.
to you normally.
I'd be a good interrogator.
Yeah.
because he would be paranoid for like every outcome, and so he would figure out whatever he's trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you should actually do that. I can see
What your
it.
job?
No, I think I'm meant to be a podcaster.
FBI agent.
Imagine an FBI agent on a podcast.
Dude,
Oh, it's happening.
I
I need to make
it
that happen.
I don't think I could share that if I was.
I'm
But-
sure.
You can share certain stuff. You obviously can't share too much.
Well, I
But
think
you
I
can,
should
you can
share
share like a little bit here and there about certain aspects.
like specific
Yeah.
cases, names, blood types,
No.
socials.
I bet
you
Joe
could
Rogan
probably share
probably
blood
love it.
types, but probably that's about it out of what you said.
I think Joe Rogan's had some agents on before, but they don't
Probably.
go like deep into stuff because, you
They
can't.
probably talk about
Straight
pro
up be
wrestling.
like, yeah, I can't talk about that.
So, what happened with the JFK assassination?
Oh my gosh! You know, I was just listening to the Andrew Scholes
I did
interview that he
too.
did. Either the newest one or the
Yeah.
older one.
Like
Okay,
newest.
Dr. Scholes?
well, Schultz,
Schultz,
something like that. Anyways, no, they talk about the most interesting stuff, and it just got me thinking. Like Joe Rogan is not only has the best podcast, but he is genuinely one of the best interviewers I think in the world.
Yeah.
Like he's had people like far right, far left, out here, hidden there, like
Yeah.
And
every
nowhere.
kind of person on that podcast.
Any kind of job too, like
and he does it very
comedians or
well.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, I like Joe.
I do too. We're gonna have him on next week.
Yeah, next week.
No, I'm just
Yep,
joking.
Joe,
Nah, I will.
flying you out.
Really? Nah, I'm tripping.
I feel like I would know about that. Shmev, do you have a story?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of. Me and Presley and Leighton had a funny incident the other day.
We did?
So yeah, we did
did?
at Duncan.
Oh my gosh.
Duncan.
Yeah, we were at Duncan,
Oh.
and
Leighton's very confused.
oh, you'll remember. It
You'll-
was posted on our other TikTok.
It was really awkward. Which, by the way,
Oh my gosh!
Let's just keep going. I'll
Yes.
remember eventually.
little plug for that.
near the window.
The awkward buds.
Yeah. And you'll remember. Just tell the
Just
story.
tell the story.
So, so we were there, and I was getting coffee, and I had my laptop, and I was going to work on some stuff, and Leighton had his laptop too, and so he was already sitting at the table with his laptop open.
There it is.
So I go and I sit down, and what happened is when I sat down, he was putting his down too, and
Yeah, I got
it
that.
had this thing where like oh,
Oh.
and so it just lasted for a couple seconds, but then we were like, we can make like an awkward TikTok with this, so we like recreated it.
Yeah.
But while we were doing this, my coffee was ready.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the person working at Dunkin', like right as we started the video, you can see in the in the reflection of the window, she walks up and you can hear, she's like, "Here's your coffee," and she sits there while we're just like, oh.
And I'm the one recording
She's
this
sitting
video.
there, like,
And Schmeb didn't know because
No.
Schmeb's back was
Oh
turned
my
to
Yeah,
her.
but I saw the whole time. You didn't
Yeah.
know either,
No
did
way.
you?
No, I did. I
like
did.
35 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, I was like, Schmeb, we have got to stop.
Yeah.
Your coffee
Oh my
is
gosh.
ready.
Because legitimately, I think the video was like 45 seconds long. It was long, and she came up right at the beginning. I saw her immediately, and your back was to her, and I was the one filming it, so I'm just like dying laughing, and I'm just like,
At what point, like, how do you just stay there? Just set it down.
like, what? Well, there's nowhere to really
Well,
set it because y'all are at that
Y'all
tiny
are at
table.
that like
Or just like speak up.
Well, she
I think
did.
she was probably like,
said-
this is funny.
Here's your coffee. And then for 45 seconds, you didn't say a word. Just looked at
I
us.
hate
I wouldn't either,
my
though.
job.
Yeah, that was amazing. If you want to see that, go over to the Awkward Buds TikTok. It's there.
I always love hanging out like at the Starbucks in like doing work, but my favorite part is people watching because if anyone gets an order wrong, you always see it in their eyes because they'll look at their coffee as soon as I hand it to them and they're like, oh, well, they did something wrong.
Uh-huh.
And then you just watch like the freaking beach ball that's going in circles on the Apple computers go on in their head. They're like, do I say something?
Yeah.
There's no whip. I really, they're busy. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of like demented of me, but I think it's
No,
hilarious.
It is hilarious. Can we talk about the stress that is involved when going to a coffee shop?
There's
No,
stress.
There's
involved.
stress. Well, at least for me, because before I was a big coffee drinker. I've only been drinking coffee the past 3 years.
You're welcome.
Well, you are
3 or
Presley.
4 years, yeah. There you go.
It's probably my fault.
Honestly, it might be. Anyway,
Well, probably someone else involved in that too.
a
But
couple. There's a
Yeah.
couple people. We did it as a group, but
anyway,
I just remember the first time going in. I'm like, what do I get? This menu doesn't make any sense
Oh, yeah, you're new.
whatsoever.
yeah.
Especially if it's not a chain like Starbucks. Their menu's pretty much the same everywhere.
Yeah.
But if you're going to one of those unique hipster fancy coffee shops.
Craft coffee.
Craft coffee,
Yeah.
where coffee is an art and $10.
And much better.
And
Yep.
it is better, but
Wow.
yeah.
Debatable.
I'm still trying things. I've stuck with a vanilla latte and a caramel latte, and I just tried this place has a Cuban latte the other day. I don't know what was in it, but it was good.
You ought to try a macchiato. You know a macchiato. Now I could be wrong about this. Grace was the one who told us.
Our friend.
Yes.
Yeah, it's our
was
friend
gonna-
Grace. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say
Wait,
anything. I was
wait.
just gonna let him.
Yeah, but what? Okay, so every
You did
time,
good. You did
every
good. You
time
did
I
good.
say our friend Grace, you guys are like, we know it's all our friend. We all know
the,
who Grace
the
is.
only reason we started doing that
Yeah.
is because one episode you were like, I need to stop saying our friend Grace.
Yeah.
And you just kept doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
think
what
about
it
it
was.
until you
Yeah,
said
I
that.
didn't
Oh,
either.
I don't care either way. It's just funny to correct you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I will say this. Grace, she
Our
works
friend
at a
Grace.
coffee. Oh my gosh, I swear. Okay, so she works at a coffee shop, and she told me that lattes are just like macchiatos, but upside down.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they'll either pour the milk in first, or they'll pour the coffee in first. There's no difference.
Wow.
No
so, yeah, you
difference.
would probably like a latte.
So
Okay,
So-
Joe.
Yeah, it's
they're
no, it's
literally
the same thing.
though, right?
It's the
They would
same
taste
thing.
the same after you kind of stir it.
Well, it's supposed to taste different. That's the thing. I don't know. See, like layered drinks. See, like most people, for instance, when we get this coffee, I love this coffee. It's mostly milk and like very little of it is coffee.
Yeah.
But like the traditional like macchiato and the traditional latte, there's like very little cream and then there's a lot of coffee and it's supposed to be a layered drink. You aren't supposed to stir it. It's supposed to be like an experience. The more you drink it, the flavor changes,
I like that.
which is
And I
kind of
just
cool.
learned
but-
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is cool, but when you get something like a caramel latte, usually I just feel the need to stir it because it does change as you drink it. It gets less sweet, and I don't like that. I like.
Oh yeah, I like
consistency.
it. I like the consistency thing too. I'm not a Puritan with macchiatos and stuff. Actually, it's funny, Evan. Didn't you memorize your mom's coffee drink by the time you were like 10?
A grande decaf non-fat mocha with no whipped cream, extra hot, every day at Starbucks.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow.
She always brought me
Wow.
with her, and she would get it every day because we lived really close to a Starbucks in
Yeah.
California.
Double sleeve, no cup.
So when I was
double sleeve, no cup.
double sleeve, no cup. So when I was 3 or 4, I memorized it. A grande decaf non-fat mocha with no whipped cream, extra hot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just what she got every day.
Who orders coffee extra hot? I'm always waiting for mine to cool down.
Yeah.
I know. I don't understand it, but my mom is one of those people to where it's just like, oh yeah, give it to me burning hot. Like, you know that McDonald's lawsuit? I want it like
Yeah.
that.
Dang.
It's
Did
just
you
like
say extra whipped cream?
No whipped cream.
No whipped cream. Okay, never mind.
wow.
Yeah,
I was
a
gonna say.
grande decaf,
Decaf.
non-fat mocha.
Wait.
With no whipped cream, extra hot.
Decaf every morning?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why would
interesting.
she get a decaf?
Decaf is not 100% caffeine free. It's just less.
Oh.
That is true.
I did not know
That
that.
is true, but it technically doesn't. I mean, it technically has caffeine, but not much.
Does it have more than tea?
So what's the point of drinking
Probably
it?
not.
Do you just like burning your tongue?
Yeah,
Some
no
people
kidding.
just like the taste of coffee, and it's just something for them to drink in the morning.
No.
Like, especially if you're not like, I don't really like to have much caffeine very often. I don't like, even like I had an iced mocha earlier. I can feel just a little bit of caffeine. It's kind of affecting me. Like, I feel weird. Like, my body doesn't feel right. Like, my head kind of hurts a little.
That's fair.
So just
Why do you think we have such fancy coffee orders now? It's because coffee sucks. That's why we put stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that first part. No, I'm just not a coffee person, so I can't really speak on it too
Yeah,
much.
I'm not
I mean,
either.
I know a bunch of people who are coffee people, like
Yeah.
some people here at the table, Schmith. But I
Yeah.
know some others, like our friend Grace is another one.
Oh, she's like all into the, like, oh, the specific drip and however many ounces. She'll do this thing called a quad shot.
I've heard of that.
Dude,
Of
she
espresso?
Yeah, she'll have like
3 of
6
those a
shots
day.
of espresso a day, if not more.
That's
I
why
thought
she
it was
sleeps
I
3
thought it
hours
was
a night.
8.
Yep.
I thought it was 8 or more.
It
Is
was
only 6.
I don't know. I remember one time she did order 6 in a drink. And they're not
maybe-
supposed to do that.
Well, no, definitely not. But no, I feel like that's also just a whole bunch of girls at our age for some reason. Just
Yeah.
girls like in late teens, early 20s. They'll be like, yeah, can I get 8 cups of espresso?
Yeah.
Or espresso. It's just like, what?
And then there's the other end of the spectrum. It's like I want extra cream, extra whip, cinnamon, no fat mocha
That's
with
all I get.
with some skimless milk and
Skimless?
skimless,
Skimless? Milk.
skimless,
Oh, so-
and then it's like got like 16 different variations, and somehow they get it right at Starbucks. If I was the one taking that drink
Sometimes.
order,
Although it is funny the amount of people that either don't get it right or they just have stupid questions. Because
Yeah.
my sister doesn't work there anymore, but my sister, when we first moved to Tennessee, she got a job at Panera.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
she got asked some really dumb questions. Like one of the girls came up and she's like, "All right, so what has less calories? Is it a caramel latte or is it a latte with caramel?" And my sister was like, they're the same thing. Like,
Wow.
it's the same. And she was like, "No, but which one has less calories though?"
What's better, grilled chicken or chicken that has been grilled?
No, and exactly. No, that's what it is. My sister's just like, it's the same. They have the same calories. And another customer even asked her, like, I guess he got his coffee and it wasn't hot enough for him. And he literally went up and he's like, "Hey, can you add hot to this?" And she's like,
what? Can you add hot?
something like this. Shout out to Jamie. But just.
She gets a lighter and she's just like,
Yeah, let's make it hot.
Yeah, she
Add
just gets,
hot.
She gets like a creme brulee torch. Just tries to. But
You want
she's
some
like-
more butane in your
No, but
coffee,
she's
sir?
like, "I'm sorry, I can't bring it back there. I can't do that for sanitary reasons. But I can either remake it for you. We have a microwave up there." And the guy was so irritated that she couldn't just add hot.
Can you add hot?
Like a flavor.
oh my gosh.
It was just so funny. Just, my sister, I don't know all the stories, but she has some great stories from when she worked at Panera. Those are just two of my favorites. Is which one has more calories and can you add hot?
Can you add hot? No, my favorite part of her working there is I remember when we were hanging out, she would come home from work and she would bring home all the broken cookies at the end of the day.
Oh, when she worked
So
there, she
good.
would bring home like some wraps, or I remember one time there was like she brought home an entire coffee cake. Oh, that Panera, at least they
sounds
did.
good.
They had really good coffee cake.
They have good cookies and desserts in
They
general.
do. Panera's just. I'm just a Panera fan. Like I know it's not the very best you can get, and I don't think Shmeb's a fan.
You know.
Actually,
Like, it's-
elaborate.
I actually
it's
don't know.
good, but
we
I feel
just-
like every time, no matter what, when I leave there, I'm like, I need more.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
It's about
fill
as
me up.
filling as a graham cracker.
And it's
honestly,
bread.
Wait, what? It's
That
as
is
filling as a
filling-
graham
that's a
cracker.
graham
which is not at all.
It's
It's
a whole
actually
bunch of carbs.
not that healthy, which is like their big advertisement.
Well,
It's
compared
Depends on
to-
what you get.
compared to other fast food, it's healthy. Like if you put it in that thing, but
McDonald's,
also, I
yeah.
would. Well, plus it depends on what you say is healthy. Like, do you mean healthy in terms of like clean, healthy ingredients, or do you mean healthy in terms of calories?
I mean,
like
yeah.
McDonald's can be really healthy if you just mean calories, but if you mean like clean, like
Quality of
actually high
ingredients.
quality ingredients,
Yeah.
McDonald's is not healthy. Like that's another distinction.
Yeah, that's where Panera excels. Like, not necessarily. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more of like what it is. Like, a lot of their
Yeah.
stuff has a lot of cheeses, a lot of breads, a lot of
Oh, exactly.
high fat stuff, but it's fresh.
Oh yeah, Panera has really high quality food. Like even in terms of like meat, I saw a grading to where it was like Chick-fil-A and Panera or some else. Like they were two of the like highest
Really?
grade like meats that you can get for fast food. But just in terms of calories, yeah, Panera not always the best with that.
Yeah. On the topic of restaurants, I swear, dude, I have the worst luck with servers and waiters.
Yeah,
Presley agrees.
I do agree.
It is terrible.
Don't let me forget about Cookout, but finish your rant first.
So the past 2 nights, we went to Chewy's, the Mexican restaurant.
Ooh,
And then
so
me and
good.
Yeah.
Presley went to B-Dubs last night. So at Chewy's,
This was funny.
we had a waiter who was not very vocal,
No.
to say the least. He came up first and he seemed okay. Like brought up the sauces. He's like, "This is the creamy jalapeno or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
this is just the salsa."
Very good.
And he talked and he left, and so but he came back up to ask for drinks, and he came up and he was just like, "Drinks," like that. We told him the drinks. Waited a little bit. He came back. This is how he asked for our food.
Yeah.
He came up. He goes, clicks the pen.
and then just looks at him.
Just look.
And so he came up and he's looking at me just because I like, most of the time when you order your drink first, a lot of times you may order your food first.
Yeah.
So he looked at me. So I'm sitting there like this,
Just staring at you.
just looking at him.
A good like 5 seconds of just looking up, like,
And I'm like, okay, so I'll take the.
Like, no, are you ready to order? Or
Yeah.
like, what can I get for it? Nothing. Just
Yeah.
click of the pen.
Wow.
Not a word.
Is it like I mean, you were at a Mexican restaurant. Was it like his English wasn't amazing?
No, his
or-
English was fine.
No, he was fine.
When he
Wow.
talked,
He
he was
just
fine.
didn't feel
he
like
didn't
talking.
say a word.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's weird because I've had it to where I've gone to a Mexican restaurant before and they like try to speak to you, but their English isn't great
Yeah.
yet. So
No,
like,
yeah.
oh wow, so
Okay.
Different.
Here's my thing, and I could be very much hated for this. I hate Chewies. I just do not like
I'm not a
Chewies.
fan of Chewies either. But then again,
Wow.
I'm snobby when it comes to my Mexican.
And
food.
that's
enjoy it.
fair. You're from California. You've had like some really good Mexican out there, I bet. But my thing is that I don't think I'm a fan of Tex-Mex.
You like Moe's?
Are you from here?
Okay, yes, I understand. We're Tennessee. We don't know what real Mexican food is, and that's fine. I understand that. I'm cool.
fair.
Whenever I go to Arizona, I'll have some good stuff. And California, whenever that day comes, I just don't like Tex-Mex.
But you like Moe's. Moe's is Tex-Mex.
Okay, well, I like
Well,
Moe's.
Moe's
That's
is
fine.
also Moe's is basically like Chipotle.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the
I'm on.
restaurants where you go to, like specifically you, where there's options, I wouldn't say you're the best at choosing from those options.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that is very true. Like,
So next time we
yeah.
go, I'm gonna order for you.
That's fair.
But
That's definitely fair.
Yeah. So at B-Dubs last night,
oh yes.
yeah. So I ordered some wings and fries. Presley got loaded nachos. So they bring out my fries, which
Yeah.
is weird. They did not the rest of the meal, just the fries 1st. I'm like, okay, guess it's coming out soon. So about 5 minutes later, they bring out his nachos, and he's just, he's sitting there waiting for me to get my wings, so he's not eating in front of me because I was starving.
Yeah.
That didn't
And
last
so-
very long.
I keep sitting there waiting for my wings, sitting there. My waiter keeps passing by us and giving other people their wings, but I'm not getting mine
And they came in long after us.
long after. And so, how long do you think we waited for my
A
wings?
good 20 minutes.
25 minutes after he put everything else down. And so I asked him for an update on my wings, and he's like, "Oh yeah." So the way the kitchen works is just whatever's done first, we just send it out. And so
That's a horrible way
yeah.
to do that.
Terrible.
Totally.
That's not how you're supposed to do. I mean, I know we're talking about B-dubs and not like a fancy restaurant, but that's
Yeah.
not how you're supposed to serve food.
the thing with this B-Dubs is I'm about done with it because this isn't the first time I've had bad luck. We had a waitress one time that you explain it.
Okay, so she was mediocre.
Yes.
She talked to us, which was a step up from Chewy's. But first thing that should have been a red flag. We sat down. We had two different servers. One guy started us off, and I guess his shift ended before we were done. But he started it off like almost in tears, like a little upset. He said, "You doing all right?" He said, "Yeah, this last table, they just got up and left, didn't even pay."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh man,
it was a big
Dang.
party.
yeah." It's like,
That
man,
stinks.
that sucks. A whole group of them. Later on, we find out why. Probably.
Oh gosh.
So we get our food.
Wait. I'm sorry. They didn't pay or they didn't tip.
They didn't pay at all.
Either.
Oh.
Not at all. They just got
just
up
left.
and
Wow.
left.
Okay.
This might be why.
Yeah.
It's kind of a slow night too. Like we might have been it was a little later in the night, which they're open late. There was maybe 2 or 3 other groups of people there at tables. Plenty of staff. So we're sitting there. We get the food. It's all good. It might have taken a little bit long, but
Well, no, that they got my order wrong twice.
right. I forgot
Twice?
about that.
Twice.
Yeah, 2 times they got the order completely wrong.
I asked for boneless, and they gave. Not only did they do bone in, it was the complete just wrong flavors.
Really?
Yeah, and so I told her. So she sent it back. She comes back, and it's boneless, but again, completely wrong.
Yeah. I forgot about that aspect.
Yeah.
So anyway, and we're done, right? We're sitting
Okay.
there, empty plates of food, haven't come to get it. Might have come up to get water once or twice, and then she doesn't come back for a while. Like for a
Alright.
good
So
40 minutes, she doesn't come back.
Wait 40
It
minutes.
was
40
a
minutes, 40,
long
45
time.
minutes, and that's not an exaggeration.
This is B-dubs.
We get up. Or you at one point stand up and kind of like look around, and she's over there just chit chatting
Just
it up with a
talking to someone.
coworker.
And she comes back to our table, and she's like, "Oh, sorry about that.
I got caught up.
I got caught up with
Sorry."
other people and customers. It's really busy.
It was dead,
It was dead.
Wow.
and I was like,
Nothing
"Mhm,
going on.
Sure."
And so, yeah, I mean, I paid because that's the right thing.
Did you
Oh, no,
tip?
but
I wouldn't
that's
tip
what-
on
that's
that.
what I was
It's
saying,
right
like-
to pay, but I don't know if I tipped in that situation because I'd be like, if you're gonna put no effort into it, and you're just
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna be talking to someone else and then lie about it, it's like I don't want to tip you. Like I'll pay for
Yeah.
the food because
So-
you kind of legally are obligated to. But
Yeah. So like, I don't. like you said, I feel the need to obviously pay for what I've eaten, pay for the not necessarily the waiting experience. But I can see why those people might have gotten up and left. If you're going to make me wait 45 minutes to pay when there's obviously nothing going on, I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, it doesn't
but I get
justify it, but at least it makes a little more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Evan, you go first.
All right, I was just gonna. Mine's real quick. Just when you guys were talking about like bad waiters and waitresses, just I remembered of this time to where I was with my mom and my stepdad, and we were driving out to Arizona for something, and we stopped in Santa Fe, New Mexico, or at least I think it was Santa Fe. It was near Santa Fe. It was a very small town in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And there was like 2 restaurants there, so we just like picked a restaurant to go to, and it was just a Mexican place, and the waitress was being a little weird, like not talking a whole lot or whatever, but it was fine. And my mom, I need to go walking for this. So it was
Go walking.
Oh gosh.
sorry, so my mom asked, because we're at a Mexican restaurant, she's like, I wonder if they have fish tacos or not, just because, that's something that sounds good to her, and, that's a fairly common thing on the menu. So she asked the waitress when she came back, like, the waitress just came back for something. I don't know if it was, like, give us water or whatever, but my mom's just like, hey, do you have fish tacos? And the waitress just goes, no.
She just stormed off.
And then she just immediately turned around and just walked away. And we
No.
all just started looking at each other, and we were like, what just happened? I don't know. Literally, all my mom asked was just, do you have fish tacos? The lady's just like, no. And she just, she sped walked
Let me say it in
away.
Spanish. No.
She is scarred from fish tacos.
No, but I don't know what. It wasn't even like she just turned around casually walked away. It's like she turned around and sped walked away.
off.
We were one of 3 people in the restaurant, and just all of us looked at each other. It was just like, well, Ma, I guess you're not getting your fish tacos.
Who would have thought someone would get so offended over fish
Sounds like a
tacos?
dare. If I'm working and it's like a fun work environment.
No.
They're like, Shmev, next time they order something, just tell them no and walk away like an impractical jokers thing.
For real.
They go back to the kitchen, they're just dying laughing.
Yeah.
I can see it.
But we don't know why that happened, because I think we were getting ready to order too, and it's just like, oh well, I guess we'll wait. So
Wow.
I'm sorry,
That's funny.
that reminded me of that.
That was in Arizona.
It was in New Mexico. We were on our way to Arizona,
Okay.
but it was
That's
just
funny.
like, what the heck? But anyway, bald man.
No, you're good. That's hilarious. I want to say I remember that. I think you told me that
I think I
before.
did. It was a few years ago at this point, but I think
Yeah.
I told you.
But yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of the tipping thing, have you guys seen that trend going around where people will lay down let's say it's $8 or $10 on a table, and then every time the waiter or waitress makes a mistake, they pull $1 out?
Oh, that's such a. I don't.
No,
that's
I
such an
hate
arrogant
it. I
thing
hate
to
it.
do.
It's arrogant and it's
seen that.
stupid, and it's
Yeah.
like if I was that
horrible.
person. If I was that person that was waiting on you and you did that, I would just slide the money back to them and be like, keep it. I don't care. Even if my money is made from tips, it's not worth it.
What's funny is I was gonna say the exact opposite. Is as soon as they would have laid down the $10, I would have taken it. Thank you. So nice of you.
You know, people really don't tip up front anymore, and it's nice that you guys are changing that.
Yeah, exactly. When we were opposite, you're like, I don't want your money. I don't need your pity and you being so rude to me. I'm like, hey,
It's
free
kind
money.
of degrading too.
Oh, it's 100% degrading. It is.
Yeah.
No, I've heard of people to where it's like they either ask for, or not even ask for money, but it's like for their birthday or whatever. I don't know, but there will be people to where they'll take out money out of their wallet and they'll throw it on the ground in front of them and make them pick it up, and that's how they get their money. It's just like
What?
Yeah, it's
Shove
just,
it down their throat.
I know it's just so insulting and
Go get
why
it.
would you do that?
I just thought of a funny story. So, I was in Gulf Shores one summer when I played baseball. We were lucky enough to go to Gulf Shores for the World Series for our age,
Yeah.
and so we were eating at a restaurant, the Shrimp Basket, in Gulf Shores.
Sounds good.
Love that place.
They serve shrimp.
They do. It's
Are you
a basket.
serious?
shrimp tacos.
basket.
Do they have fish tacos?
Do they have fish tacos?
So something we always go there for is on Tuesdays every week. They have all you can eat pill and eat shrimp. Have you had pill and eat?
Oh yeah,
Love it.
it's great.
And theirs is good. And so we always go there and just chow down. And so it was me and my dad and one of my friends who was on the team and his dad. And we went to this restaurant together
Yeah.
that week. And so we sit down, and my friend had never had that kind of shrimp. He was a picky eater.
Yeah.
And he did not like that it was just like, you could just, I don't know, it almost looked alive to him, I guess. He did not like that.
He didn't like the shell being on it?
I guess so. But he didn't really realize that until after we ordered and he got the shrimp. And so we all got our shrimp, and he was like, Dad, I don't want to eat this. I don't like it.
Yeah.
We were like 10 or 11.
Right.
He just like, I don't like it. And his dad was like, we already ordered. What do you want me to do? Like, we can't just tell him, oh, take it back. We want something else. You're going to eat it. You'll be fine. It's good.
Yeah.
So he started crying,
No.
bawling his eyes out.
No.
And so his dad like kind of took him and talked to him away. He came back. He's still just, I don't want to eat this. But as he's doing that, he's like, he gets shrimp. He's like,
Oh my goodness.
he's like eating
No.
it while he's bawling.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, I can just see it because he's got tears rolling down his face. He's like dipping it in butter.
It's so much
So funny.
One of the things I've seen going around TikTok lately is that they've been like, I feel like it's been like out there that if you, wow, I can't talk.
I did that earlier.
This
You're
is
all
special.
Good. Here, wait.
Okay.
Here, all right. Take 2, action.
Okay, all right, we're gonna try this again.
Say essentially, and then maybe we'll get to it.
So essentially, if you have like certain preferences for food, if you get really picky about them, if you don't like certain textures, and then they like make you really upset, like maybe kind of like that kid got in a sense, they were saying that that's like one of the tell signs of autism.
Oh.
And I didn't know that, but that's just been one of those things that made me think. I was like, do I have autism? Like think about it, Evan. What have I always told you about bread?
Is that,
The texture.
so you think because you don't like bread, that makes you
No,
autistic?
it was just one of those things that made me
What?
second guess.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like, if
I see what you're saying, but what? Sorry.
I mean, it's
Sorry,
all
you
over
go.
TikTok. You can't blame me for at least thinking about it.
Do you know what is bad though? Is
What?
people like self-diagnosing themselves when they
Oh,
are
yeah.
completely wrong.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
not qualified.
Yes,
Don't
get-
even get me
sorry.
started.
No, don't.
I'll get you started.
Don't self-diagnose
can't.
yourself,
No,
please.
no.
You-
It sound-
then all of a sudden,
Go somewhere.
Yeah, all of a sudden, everybody has every disability
Yeah.
and
Do
everything in the world.
not diagnose yourself.
No.
Unless,
That
unless
is
you
literally
are,
one of the worst things. That is terrible.
Oh, no,
I
it is.
know people that have done that. It's bad.
No, yes, get a and not just like a friend or whatever. Get like if you're gonna get diagnosed, professional. Anyway, Presley.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't even remember what I was gonna say, but in response to that,
serious,
that's like almost. I don't know if disrespectful is the right word, but insensitive to the people who actually
Oh,
have
it
those
is.
issues.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. We all can probably find, relate to certain symptoms of that.
Yeah.
So that's why I see
yeah.
why you're
Dude.
thinking about it.
And you want to tell dude, one that drives me crazy. Like, okay, I have ADHD. I take a medication for it. I've been diagnosed like ever since I was 8. Like, this is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So when people like do something like really like random or like say like, oh, sorry, it's my ADHD kicking in, I'm like, you have no idea what this is like, dude.
Yeah.
And even if it's like, or even worse, people.
Bless you.
Jeez, bless you
Oh my
both.
god, Presley has a
Are
sneezing
you
disorder
guys like
today.
in
My
sync
gosh.
today?
That's pretty precious, Presley.
Well, you guys are pretty much in sync for that sneeze. Also, sorry, we had technical difficulties with the camera. Anyways,
I'm
what
an
I was
idiot.
going to say, what'd you say?
I said I'm an idiot.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
Well,
no,
well,
no,
we know.
Leighton, no. We love you.
Leighton,
we don't love me.
you are.
But we love
We
you.
just may
I
need to
forgot.
diagnose you with
He's
something. is all.
bald. I'm gonna diagnose
We need to-
myself as being bald.
Yeah, right. Yep, that's offensive. Anyways, on behalf of my people.
Your people.
No, I was gonna say one of the biggest like pet peeves I have is when people mistake OCD for ADHD or vice versa. It's completely different. See, I don't know for sure if I have OCD. I may have some tendencies. I don't know if I have it. I wouldn't just go around saying I do, but people will like throw those terms around willy nilly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're like, oh, they like their pens to match up, and they have a weird thought
Yeah.
every once in a while.
that doesn't make you
Exactly.
OCD.
Yeah, and like I have compulsive thoughts all the time that seem obsessive, but I don't know if I actually have OCD. So it's
Yeah.
not like I call myself that.
And then there's
'cause
like,
it's no.
And there's people out there that like legitimately suffer with OCD. Like it's an actual problem for them.
mean,
And
let's-
it's
let's-
insensitive.
Let's face it, people do it for attention.
A lot
Yeah.
of them do, whether they mean to or not. Like there are some people that it seems like they don't actually mean to, but in their subconscious they
Right.
want it. If that makes
Dude,
sense.
have y'all seen this? I think it's a girl on TikTok who like fakes having Tourette's.
Oh, that's not cool.
Wait,
I know
How do
who
you
you're
she
talking
fakes?
about.
So like,
I think I do,
they,
too.
They fake it in order to get views. Like they fake
That's
having
con-
tics.
That's,
Really?
that's messed up.
Have
that's
they
messed
proven
up,
that?
man.
I'm pretty sure.
That's
If not, I'm
messed
sure
up.
someone's done it. But I'm pretty sure there's this one girl I'm
That's
thinking
not
of
who
that
you're
fakes
talking
it.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also just real quick. How do we go from we were talking about like food and restaurant experiences and whatnot? Now it's like,
Coffee.
man, I hate it when people fake Tourette's.
What an
It's
episode.
just like it's like that has to do with
We
the
went
waitress.
everywhere today.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You never know what's going to happen on the awkward tape.
That's
Guys,
a free
that
flow
is very
conversation.
true.
It just happened.
I love y'all shirts. Where did you get them?
Oh, Walmart.
The street.
Dude,
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
we're
We
not
did
in
not get them at
Walmart.
Walmart. I wish.
No. That would be cool.
TheAwkwardTapes.com.
Yeah.
You go hit the tab that says merch, or go to any of our like profiles with a link in the bio. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
can
Oh, yeah.
go there.
You can go to our link tree. You can go to theawkwardtapes.com, get merch from there. You can go
Yep.
to bonfire.com, put in the awkward tapes. There are plenty of ways to find it. We have cool stuff. We also have mugs,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I'm a fan of.
Yeah, I like mine, but it's currently
Hear
at
a
work.
beat in the background. For
Hey,
this, like
it's
we're
at work,
dancing.
so that's
It means I'm using it.
there. You go. Yeah,
It is a good mug.
and also
what they're doing.
tweet at Presley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Presley.
At this point, Presley would have had a few Presley thoughts on his TikTok page too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Ooh,
We're
yeah.
probably going to link our usernames, or at least mine, in the main page description. So
Yeah.
if you want to follow me, I'm going to start doing
and-
daily
yeah,
Presley thoughts.
And I'm gonna try to maybe do something in my personal. I just got to come up with what. And
That's fair.
So
Should I post something on my? 'Cause I've posted like two things my entire life.
we talked about it. We were like, I don't know if there's any way convincing Evan to post
Yeah.
on TikTok.
We could probably find some niche stuff for you to
Oh,
do.
good.
Though.
I may
That's a long
I may
word.
post something, but it's just
Yeah.
funny. I'm now 22, just turned 22 a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and I've posted two things in my entire life.
But yeah, we just like we talked about it, and we want to like be able to relate to you guys more and be more relatable and like be able to actually interact.
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
a way to do that is maybe just like getting on TikTok or something and talking to you rather than we're talking to everyone else on the table and you're listening. So that's really important to us that we actually build a community. So yeah, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming back for
Yeah.
episode 43 of the Awkward Tapes. I think this was a good one.
Oh,
All
yeah.
over the place.
Definitely.
And thank you for joining us for a session of awkwardness. The duck went flying, dude.
What the duck do?